it to the light and the fact that we're all human and we all share a lot of experiences. You know, there's things that once we start talking about it, you'll realize you're not alone. And once we start, like I said, bringing it to the light and shining a light on it, there's no more embarrassment around it, you know, especially in your own life. Like I said, it's a personal journey, right, Eric? It's a personal journey, but you've got to get comfortable, right, in your own life. And the only way that you can live the life you want to live, y'all, is if you're assertive. You know, create the life you want to live. Be bold, be assertive, be intentional about that circle of people you keep around you. Like I said, go where you're celebrated. Go where you feel like you're being healed and walking in your healing. Go where you know, feel inspired, right? I just posted that this week. 2 places you should always hang out: where you're healed and healing, and where you're inspired, right? That's where life takes place. You know, the podcast, of course, that I watched this morning, this one, it was Michael Beckwith. I watched him this morning, and it was so amazing. Yes, Phoenix, being transparent with, and that's first and foremost, Phoenix, right? I always talk about that, y'all. I couldn't get clean from alcohol until I first admitted it to myself. Like, of course, I was hiding it from everybody. True healing comes from Jesus Christ only, right, Richard? Yep. But at the end of the day, y'all, I had to be honest, right? I had to just own it first and foremost, looking in that mirror. Like, why are you know, stop blaming. Y'all remember earlier this week, I said no more blaming and complaining. You know, when you decide that you're not going to blame or complain anymore, it really does help you start looking at your life. Like I keep saying, y'all, that self-introspection, right? What are the areas that I need to do a little bit of work on? Oh, yes, I love it. Honesty, right, Phoenix? And I said that the other day, when you hold a mirror up to yourself, y'all, you can't help but see the flaws. And it's okay. We're all flawed, right? None of us are perfect. But the goal is, how do I become a little better each day, right? It's not going to be an overnight success. It's not going to be this whole, and even the word success, I throw that out sometimes because I'm like, you know, we all have to define it for ourselves. Redefine what success means. Redefine what happiness means. And then the other podcast the other day, remember I said replace happiness with peace. It'll do a world of difference, because then you start focusing on things that are, you know, what do I associate with peace, right? How do I bring that into my life, right? Start redefining those things, y'all, because we live in a society where we've been programmed, you know, and I always say it doesn't matter where you're from, right? If you're from another country, if you live in the U.S., it depends on how you were brought up, but we were all programmed somehow, some way. And if it's not working for us in our adulthood, we got to start peeling stuff away, throwing stuff out that no longer serves us, right? Recreating, redefining, and then living in our purpose, right? How do we find out what we're here for, right? I always talk about tapping into your purpose, tapping into, like I always say, I'm 45, you know, and this morning I love how Michael Beckwith, the lady who wrote in, one of the reviewers said, I'm 50 years old, and he said, let's rephrase that, 50 years young, but he talked about how 50 isn't old, y'all, you know, it's like, that's a concept, like we've actually thought of ourselves, you know, we train ourselves to believe based on the social, you know, system or social construct. So there are certain cultures, they don't think 50 is old. Michael Beckwith said, I think, elderhood is when, I think he said 80, but it's funny, when I heard that, I'm like, I'm glad 12-7 even, but yeah, welcome back. Good morning, Mr. Strategic. I'm just dropping my nugget real quick, y'all. Every 15 minutes or so, I try to drop a nugget, and then we play some music, get our energy up. But I always try to just drop a little nugget while we're hanging out, y'all. We're promoting that positive mental health. I'm trying to bring everyone along, you know, as I'm on my sobriety journey 8 years in, but I'm living it in real time, you know. And I'm just an example, y'all, that if we put our heads down, get that discipline to work in our lives, it's like, boom, we start navigating and maneuvering a whole different way. Good morning, Doug. Hey, Odessa. So I'm going to drop a nugget in a minute, but let me see. I wanted to keep